So here we go. She's totally finished. Got my ridiculously sexy Elite Drift Shop competition tires on here. Thank you, Seb, for giving me a set. I wasn't gonna destroy them, but now it seems like I'm gonna have to. Anyway, so everything's in and on and so on. The coils are still at factory length, right? So I haven't preloaded that. I haven't preloaded the front either. The front is almost 100% perfect the way I'd like to have it, but the rear is not. I haven't done any toe or any of that adjustments. This is just a factory manual setup. Okay? So obviously I need to preload these. And if I look at the rear, you know, on the level of the glass here, if I bring it closer, you'll see, you can see my finger, the shadow on the other side. And it's not going through the glass, it's just that there's purely a gap over here. So it's got a little bit of camber from factory, right? In the rear. So I don't run camber at all in the back. That accounts for real life and RC. And you'll see the extreme angle of this arm here and the camber arm here. So I want to try and get them as close to level as I can. Right? Close to level as I can without being, you know, four-wheel drive. But yeah, you can see the range of motion is absolutely nuts. It's got plenty of droop. So I will never lose the contact patch on the track. There'll always be grip in here. And then, whoop, on the front end's got camber, but that's fine. Because essentially we're not driving straight at all. If you think about it, we are driving at this angle. So there it's flat, but that's definitely not enough angle. So as soon as I go more lock, you'll see the inside, there's a gap, the light's shining through, which is not quite what I like. Leading wheel is most important here. Forget about the chasing wheel. Leading wheel and those three wheels, because we're going in this direction. So that wheel, and that wheel, I want to have as much grip in that corner as possible coming towards us. And then obviously vice versa as we travel. Anyway, so first things first. Ride height. Always set up your ride height first. And this beautiful Yokomo box bag, whatever you want to call it, it's got all the tools I would ever need to set up any RC race car or drift car. So in my little bag of tricks, this guy here is actually a vacuum pump for your suspension. We throw your shocks in there. It's got a rubber seal that seals against this cup or the top. And then this guy here vacuums the air out of it, which removes all the air out of your suspension. That's what that is. These are my corner weight scales. This is just a quick reference camber gauge or camber plate, if you want to call it that. And then these are for droop, but this is more, you know, racing style. You would place your car on here, and on a race car you have droop screws on the arm, and on the arm it'll be over the bottom plate, and you can set the arm to only go down a certain amount. Race car stuff. So I've got thousands of these. height gauge or droop gauge, right? More droop stuff. And then these are camber and toe. So you can throw that on there. It'll show you the camber over here on this little lines here. And then above you have a plate that slides. Oh, let me get the other one out. If you have this guy on the other side, right? That little line here would show you the toe, how much toe you have in the front end. Okay, so that's what that is. And then, well, don't look at the hex. That's just to spin your wheels. These guys here are for your toe links, right? That guy goes over there and you can adjust your toe or your camber or whatever you want. This is the OG Yokomo one. That's aluminum, so they bend open and stuff. And then this, I love this little tool. This is if you just want to pop it off and stick the cup in the mouth, and you can just adjust it like this without destroying your thumbs. And then just shims and stuff. Yeah, corner weights. And then another different height and droop and. So this guy only goes to 8.5. You would slide that onto your chassis, which we'll be using the side here for that. And wherever it stops, it's at 7.5 right now. I usually bounce it up and down, stab it in there. Okay, it's actually at 8. So 8 is great. 8 is really good. So the front's really nice. The rear obviously needs help. So let's do the rear. So I'm just gonna put you guys to the side here. The nice thing with this is you can stab it all the way under your differential and touch, right? So right now it's at 4 millimeters. But because these are dropped down so low, we'll actually be using this point. Let me turn the car for you. So we'll be using this point here and this point here to measure the ride height. Because if you look, and I'll roll it closer so you can see properly, that is a little lower than the bottom plate. Man, filming and doing this is not that easy. Anyway, see this, that's the plate that this whole bulkhead is screwed to. And then obviously this piece here and the pivot ball here, that is almost the same height or even a little lower than that. So we'll be measuring off this here. So if that is an 8 mil front, I'm gonna go 5 mil rear. Thanks for all the likes. Please share my videos, and obviously part 2 will be after this.